Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about finding percents from a two-way table. And what a two-way table is made up of, it's made up of two categorical variables, okay? And here we're talking about the sex and the response. So what they did is they asked 1,008 people whether they were looking forward to watch the Super Bowl game, or looking forward to the commercials, or they weren't planning on watching. So when we have two categorical variables and we combine them and put them in what's called a two-way table. Okay, and this is where everybody fell in their categories. That's why we call it a categorical variable. Okay, I do have a video on that, so if you're not sure what the categorical variable is, make sure you go back and watch that video. Okay, so if you read chapter 2, okay, they talked about the 5 W's. This is a strategy to use to solve these things. And the first one is the who. Okay, the who. This is a good strategy when solving all these percent problems. Okay, because the who is always going to go in the denominator. And you'll see what I mean when we go ahead and do these problems. Okay, so here's our two-way table, and for example, we asked 1,008 people, 492 of them were males, 516 were females. So there's a little bit more females than males, and this was the total of people who wanted to watch the game, commercials. 292 out of these people are not even going to watch. Okay, so whenever you read a problem like this, you want to restrict the who. So whenever you read these, get comfortable at being able to tell who are we interested in. What percent of people polled will watch for the commercials? Okay, so the who is the percent of people. It's the percent of people polled. Okay, let me be a little bit more specific there. The percent of people polled. Okay, and then you have to look in this table and you have to find out how many people were polled. Okay, so the number of people polled were 1,008. That's who we're interested in. But out of these people, okay, out of these 1,008, how many, okay, wanted to watch for the commercials? Okay, so commercials. We're not interested in males or females. There's no no conditions here. Just out of these people, how many want to watch commercials? So if I go to commercials here and we just arrow over, there's 81 males, there's 156 females. So in total, 237 of these people, 237, let me clean that up a little bit, 237 out of, divided by 10,008. Okay, so go ahead and throw that in your calculator, or you could just leave it like that. In these classes, we generally round to 3 digits to the right of the decimal. And while we're waiting, I didn't pull my calculator up. I'll pull my calculator up while we do the next one. He's gone. What percent of males will not watch the game? Okay, now you're looking for the who. What percent of males will not watch the game? So I'm looking for these males right here. This is the who. Whoop, that is the who. We want to restrict that. Okay, so let's look at this chart here and determine, let's look at this chart and determine how many males we have. Okay, so take a look. We have males, 279, 81, 132. So we have 492. It's 492 males. Okay, now out of these 492, how many will not watch the game? Will not watch the game. Okay, so won't watch out of the males. This is the column percent. So this answer is going to be 132 divided by 492. Okay. We pull this calculator up, so let's see. 132 divided by 492. Okay, so we could see we want to go 3 digits. Okay, so it's 26. You could either write it like this, 0.68, or you could write it as a percent form. Either or. Okay, let's do the next one. These are fairly straightforward once you kind of get used to them. But remember, you always want to restrict the who. Sometimes they could kind of trick you up here a little bit, but for the most part, we'll go. What percent of females are going to watch the game for the commercials? What percent of females? So females will be my who. Now look at the chart. Make sure you're comfortable being able to tell how many females there are. These are your females up here. So you just go to the total. I have 516 females. Okay. Now out of these females are going to watch the game for the commercials. It's probably most of the time female. I said most of the time. Females probably watch it more for the commercials. But let's see. Going to watch the game for the commercials. So take a look up here. Make sure you could say out of these females, how am I going to watch the game for the commercials? 156. 156. Okay, so this is in your denominator. This goes in your numerator. So it's going to be 156 divided by 516. Okay, so throw that in your calculator and that's your answer, or leave it like that. Okay, so let's go and look at the next one. What percent of people polled were females? What percent of people polled? So this is my who. That's who we're interested in. We're interested in the people that were polled. See if you could do this one. You could pause it and try to do the last two and come back and see if you got it right if you'd like. Okay, people polled. Well, we know that there are 1,008 people polled. And we're females. Okay, so how many females were there? There were 516. So out of everybody, out of all these people polled, our sample, 1,008 people, 516. Okay, what percent of people who will not watch are females? What percent of people who will not watch? So my who is the people who will not watch. The people who will not watch. Let me go ahead and erase this. Right there. Okay, so how many won't watch? Here's won't watch right here. It's the row. Over here, we have 292. That's my who. 292. Okay, out of these 292, how many of them are females? So I'm looking at this. This is a row percent. 160 over 192. Okay, so just as a reminder, we want to restrict the who. Look for a problem. Generally, you could tell right off the bat which one's which. I will be doing another example on some of these with the wording a little different, so make sure you check that video out. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.